Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, the simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay. There is a point beyond which they must not advance.
Welcome to another episode of Freedom Radio.
Are these talks changing us in any way? You know?
Yes.
Because we made a political test off screen, so to speak, when we started this. And let's say that I was more to the left and you were more to the right.
Yeah. Okay.
So what has happened?
Okay, next page. Page 3.
Yeah.
Oh, here's some good ones. Okay, we're going to have to start firing through these a little quicker. Okay, now look at some of your personal social values. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Strongly agree?
Strongly agree.
Yeah. Okay. All authority should be questioned. Okay,
yeah.
Hang on. Okay. When I hear that, I say all authority, so should be questioned.
I think you should take God out of this one.
Okay.
I think it's just you. I don't think. Yeah, I had the same problems there.
Yeah.
But I assume the people wrote this did not.
Probably not. Yeah.
They did not include what they could not see.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to.
In that case, I strongly agree.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to keep it to the ones that have a reason to be questioned, which is the majority of things. So, okay. An eye for an eye.
Yeah, but I mean, if you question something that is good, that you will come up to the result that is good. So questioning.
Yeah,
it doesn't say
right.
that you have to disobey everything. It says that you have to question it.
True.
to find out. You know?
It depends. Yeah, it depends on how you read the question in your head. So okay, but I'm with you there. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And we're gonna keep this if we're gonna keep this in government and stuff like that, then I agree. Yes.
Yeah, I strongly agree.
Yeah. Well, I think that sometimes I'm always more the guy that I always tend to let stuff roll off my back. So
yeah, but it doesn't. You don't have to poke out an eye for an eye, but it's your right.
Yes, and regardless of what I do, everybody else should have that right. So
yeah. So let's say you. What I found out like a few years ago reading the Bible was that Jesus is preaching an eye for an eye all the time, but in a twisted way.
Yeah.
Like you act for the result you want to come back at you, right?
Yes.
As it has been freely given to you, freely give.
Yeah.
Because an eye for an eye.
True.
So it's like if you see it as a kind of a natural law.
Yes.
Then when if I hit you and you hit me back, then I'm calling the shots.
Yeah.
But if you turn the other cheek, because then you're really calling the shots.
Yeah.
You don't have to react to my action. You start a new action.
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm standing there, and morally I can't hit you.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, that's very interesting. But I strongly agree. It's the law.
Yes. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I disagree. I think that those things are, you might have times in society where not as many people go to the museum or the theater, and so you will lose all your culture's history simply because people got bored for a little bit, but then if they want to come back, if there's no theater or museum to go to, maybe it's something that's profitable to the entire community. I'm not,
I was disagreeing there too, but actually only on the because of museums.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that like music and stuff should be able to stand on its own legs.
Oh, I
On
agree.
its
Yes.
standards.
Yeah.
But the museums, that's a heritage.
It is. Yeah.
Something I think is worth to collectively pay to.
Yes. I agree. Okay.
And yeah,
Oh, yeah. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. If you are enrolled in a public school, you should be at school. So, how do I answer that? Schools should not make attendance compulsory. I strongly disagree. Now, that's if you're enrolled. If you're
yeah,
homeschooled,
because yeah,
that's different.
I was asking, I was answering. Let's see, schools should not make. Schools should not make. I was agreeing because I thought of what about the homeschoolers?
Well, I'm taking
Yeah,
homeschoolers out of
because
that.
if you read this with your COVID glasses, it's like very obvious.
Yeah.
But if this is an excuse to take away people's ability to, take their kids out of the school if it becomes too bad.
Yeah.
So I had a
Yeah,
disagree there.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I guess in a perfect world, in a normal world, if you're in
Yeah,
public
because
school,
it doesn't say that you're in a public school.
yeah,
It just says that you have to, show up to this place
yeah,
because it's right.
yes, okay. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own. Well, I strongly disagree there. What's the point
Yeah,
in that?
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's no development.
No, yeah. We wouldn't have all the Mexican restaurants we have in Princeton now if we did that.
Yeah. And
we
who
love
are the same kind of people anyway? Where do you draw those lines?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So okay. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly agree. Absolutely.
I do disagree, but not strongly.
Yeah. Oh, I think that there was many times that I knew I did something wrong and I got spanked for it, and I thought about it again. I thought about it the next time I went to do it. Like, I do not want to get in trouble,
Yeah.
And so even Grandpa would spank me sometimes. And boy, you had to go pick a switch off the tree in the backyard, and it better be a good one, So yeah. Yeah, so I agree. I 100% agree with spare the rod, spoil the child to a point.
Yeah.
I think, so. All right, it's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Agreed.
Yeah.
It's
I actually strongly agree.
Yeah, I think, it's natural because they're human.
It's not a question of right and wrong. It's a question of natural.
Yes, exactly.
And if you don't, I mean, there's also a thing with integrity.
Yes.
That doesn't start when you become of age and can go to the liquor store or whatever.
Yes.
You have to start that. I mean, it's the question of privacy.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. I strongly agree on that. I'm not saying
I agree.
I
think I was agreeing. Yeah.
I'm not saying that I think it's a good idea to be doing that, but I'm also saying I don't think you people should have their entire personal lives uprooted by the state when the state does a lot worse.
Yeah, and a lot of painkillers are worse for your body.
Exactly. Yep. So
but they want profit. So
exactly. Yep. So that should be a person's personal decision, and it's none of my business, and it shouldn't be the police's business if you're doing it in your own house. So, okay. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I agree. I think that there is a little bit of room in there for culture if it's done right. But ultimately, yes, you do need to equip the children to know how to go out and into the world and make a living.
I was answering disagree there, but it's not because I think it's not important.
Yeah.
To equip. I think there's other important stuff as well. So
yes.
People for disagree for me. Yeah.
People with serious inherent disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Strongly disagree. That's called eugenics.
Hitler.
Yeah. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Okay, if I'm keeping the religion out of this, then I guess I still disagree because,
Yeah,
in
it's
my
not the
opinion,
most
it's not the
important thing.
most important thing.
Yeah.
That's a hard question to answer. There's all kinds of most
So
important things.
those are the tricky ones, keep you in disagreeing or agreeing, but never in
Yeah.
the
Yes.
sideline, right?
There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. I strongly disagree.
Yeah, me too, because
Yeah.
some cultures make savage people.
Yep. And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. Strongly agree.
Yeah, me too.
If a man does not work, he shall not eat.
Yeah.
When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Boy, I'm going to have to say disagree because eventually you will have to deal with those things.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I put an agree there, but it's
yeah.
not. I don't think you should just shove it down.
No,
But I think it's mostly true
yeah,
that it's mostly better to just, because to dwell on stuff,
exactly, yes.
it ain't, to cultivate that stuff ain't good.
Yeah. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I strongly disagree on that.
Yeah, I think I disagreed there.
Yeah. Well, in America, there's everybody, you had all kinds of people come in and be integrated. It just depends on where you were at back then. Okay.
Yeah.
What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. Strongly disagree.
Yeah, well, we're on the same page there too, you
Yeah.
raging communist. Because we have seen
Yep.
what's good for the bigger companies, don't we?
Yep.
And does it
Oh, yeah.
benefit? No, it doesn't.
Nope. No
What
broadcast.
benefits people benefits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. I strongly agree. There should not be government-funded news. That's called Pravda, and yeah, and RT. So
I think I was disagreeing there, but not strongly. It's a tricky question for me,
yeah, okay,
because it's like, if it's the government or if it's Google that owns them, it's like, I mean,
true. Google is its own government, basically.
yeah. So for me, it's a like public service thing. It's a good idea. I just want to see it work.
Yeah. All right.
But I can't. I had to have a disagree there,
Yeah.
but not a strong one.
All right, let's fire through these. Okay, our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. Strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. Well, I guess if I would say that's true, so I would agree, but I'm not really saying that that's an advantage. Just saying that it's true.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not a good thing, but
No.
if there is an advantage to a one-party state, it's that.
Yeah, things get done quicker because it's up to one person, basically. Although,
It's like, those are tricky where it feels
Yeah.
wrong morally, but
Yes.
it's true.
yes,
Of course, that's the benefit
yes,
of the one-party system. If no one can speak against you, then you get your way. That's the
Yes.
benefit, right?
yes. Oh yeah,
And it doesn't say a benefit for the people; it's the benefit for,
the party.
or yeah. What?
Yeah.
Read the question again.
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system.
Yeah, that's the only thing they have.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But I just agreed there because I felt a little itchy.
Yes.
You know?
Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Strongly disagree. Everyone should be worried.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
strongly disagree.
Yeah. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Strongly agree. In a civil,
I tried to stay where I was because I answered like a day ago.
yeah,
And I think I said disagree with kind of a heavy heart.
yeah,
Because
Okay.
I don't mind if you get gunned down in doing the deed. but I'm a little suspicious about courts.
Oh, I understand.
You know,
No, I understand that.
so I put the thing. I think some things you do, you deserve to die.
Yep.
The problem is that I have a problem with the people handing it out.
True. That is true. Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
I disagree there. So just
Okay.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
go on.
In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. I have to agree simply because I'm not an anarchist. I believe that
Yeah,
as
I have to disagree, but I'm not an anarchist either. But the people above should serve, you know,
yes, yes.
and so this I didn't really like the framing of that one, so
Yeah.
I had to disagree there.
Okay. Abstract
There,
art. Oh, yeah.
there
Sorry.
must be laws, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
the thing, the idea with your society, for example, the president is a servant of the law,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
He swears to uphold the Constitution,
Yes.
but that's not people commanding and others obeying. That's the law commanding,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tricky.
Yes. Okay. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything should not be considered art at all. I strongly disagree. Art
Yeah,
is
me
in
too.
the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I disagree. I used to
You
think
know,
the other way, but I disagree now.
I actually agree.
I guess just because a lot of times in our criminal justice system, they come out worse than they came in. You know.
Yeah, but the reason that yeah, I disagree here, but there's hope in the next question.
Yes. It is a waste of time to try and rehabilitate some criminals. I strongly disagree. It is not a waste of
Yeah,
time.
so there we are on the same page, because I think the punishment is the main thing, but
Yeah.
it's never a waste of time to try to rehabilitate.
No, not at all. The business
So I think and it's not because it's not the vengeance. It's the punishment is important to tell the victim you have value.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So that it's not. It's so important that this one gets punished, but it's important that society says that's not all right.
Yes.
Because in Sweden it's always, it's oh, those poor criminals, and everyone forgets about the victims.
Yes.
So that's made me more Republican than you right there.
The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Strongly disagree.
I was disagreeing. I was disagreeing there. It's like, because they are equally important.
Yeah, they are. That's why I disagree with the statement.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Strongly agree. I really do.
I disagree.
Oh, really? See, I think.
It's like someone has to be the homemaker, and
Well, that's what I'm saying is that yeah, they can have a career, but a woman's first job, if with children, should be to make sure that her children are taken care of.
Yeah,
and the man should too, but it's
but I mean, so for me, it's like it's not necessarily her duty, but it's someone's duty. It's the parent's duty, but it's not the state's duty. It's the parent's duty.
Well, yeah,
I think
I agree with that.
Couple,
yes.
I think the couple has to find out who's,
Yeah, I think just in a principled way, like in a fundamental way, women raise young children, better than men do. It's just how it's been. That's why they have boobs. Well, I can't feed them out of my nipples, but they can.
Yeah, but that's a short period, right? That's
true, but that creates that bond, and So anyway, moving on. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. I think I actually agree with this to a point. I think they're exploiting it. I don't think there's anything wrong with.
I assume they are doing that.
Yeah.
Because you got me at multinational.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think I actually strongly agreed, but that's just on. I don't have any proof of that. I just strongly think they do. Yeah.
Here we go. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Strongly
No.
disagree. And next page. Next page.
That depends on if there's a good establishment, it doesn't mess with me, and I don't have to make peace with it.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. We gotta have to go through these quicker. Okay. Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree.
I strongly disagree.
Okay. You can be moral without being religious. Okay. I'm gonna explain this. I agree with what it says. You can act moral without being religious, but your morality makes no sense. So that's my thought on that.
So I agree that you can be moral, yes.
Yeah, but it just doesn't make any sense for you to be that way. So
no, but you have this verse about the people who, in their nature, do what's right.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
But it's not even religious people are moral in themselves.
Exactly. That's true. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. I strongly agree, and I think I know how you answered.
Yeah, I don't know if I was strongly or just disagreeing, but I think charity is better for the people who hand it out, but it's not necessarily better.
Some people are naturally unlucky. I don't believe in luck, but I understand what the question is saying, and I would just agree. Some people seem to have a lot of things happen to them.
I was disagreeing on that. I don't really understand the question. I save myself with disagreeing because what's natural about that?
Yeah. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. And I disagree, and here's why. Because it is not the job of the school. I don't want the school teaching my kids what they need to think about the Bible. That's my job. I think they should have, I think it's great to have, that the school should respect the values of the culture, but it's not their job to instill it. That is the family and the church's job, not the.
Yeah, I was actually agreeing there, but I think I view it in a broader. My son, for example, he's reading to be a teacher, and he was reading in his school material, and he was, Dad, can you explain this to me?
Yeah.
Because it said that the Swedish school should be confessional.
Yeah.
And should it should instill the values that has been handed down from the Judeo-Christian blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, how does this work? Well, because all of our Western society builds on that.
Yes.
So it's not, you don't have to believe it, but this is the morals we go by.
Yes.
So yeah, I said it was important.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Final page. Sex. Oh, this ought to be good. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Well, I strongly agree because sex outside of marriage is always immoral. Okay?
Yeah, I was agreeing.
Yeah. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption, and I strongly disagree because I do not think I don't think that a man and a man or a woman and a woman should be able to adopt, and that's just my thoughts because I don't think that they're going to be able to. A child needs a mother and a father, and to me that's a cop out. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I was on your page there. So yeah.
Okay. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population.
I do agree.
I do agree as well because that's none of my business. That's their choice.
Because it's slippery slope. I don't say it's good for people.
Yeah.
But if we start banning what's not good for people, man.
Yep. Yeah. So actually, I'm going to strongly agree on that because that's another thing. As long as nobody is getting hurt, maybe that's the libertarian in me, and it's none of my business, and it's not in my household or affects what goes on in my household.
Yeah, who's gonna? This is the question. Who is gonna draw the line for what's pornographic?
That's true. Well, it's like the Supreme Court guy said. Well, I know pornography when I see it.
Yeah, so do I. But I mean, it's
How many metal bands? how many metal band album covers would be out the window?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. All right. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. I strongly agree.
Do you know what? I strongly agree too.
Yeah. Yeah. No one can feel naturally homosexual. I guess I guess I would disagree on that, because that's like saying no one can feel naturally insane. You know, it's or like there might be people that think that they were born. There's people that think they were born in the wrong body, but there's not. I'm not saying that it's.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was also disagreeing, because that's a weird thing to say. If
Yeah.
you say I have a toothache, I can't say no, you don't.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a
Like, if that feels if that's what floats your boat, that's what floats your boat,
yeah.
and it feels natural to you. So
Yeah.
it's no,
But that's
yeah,
different. That's different than what like the Bible says. You know, a lot of things feel natural, not just in the sexual realm, that feel natural and is for fallen man, but we have to overcome that. Okay, last one. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. That's an interesting way to phrase the question. And I'm going to have
I was disagreeing there,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I think it depends on what it means by the question. Like,
Because it's not the openness that is the problem. It's
yeah,
the moral depravity.
exactly. Yes. Okay, now let's see where I stand. All right, here we go. I am.
Oh, it comes down. You have to.
Oh.
It just explains first.
Oh, okay. I am libertarian right.
Yeah, let's see where I was. So this is from like yesterday, because I couldn't get it to work now, but I think I answered like roughly the same, right?
Yes. And oh my gosh, you're way over there, man. Look at that's Carl's.
But
I'm here and you're there.
I think I'm further down on the libertarian. And how did that happen?
I don't know. Which should be like this, because the further you go libertarian, more natural you get to the right, in my opinion. I guess, I mean, in this thing, you know, that's my definition of right. So
yeah, but I think so on. If you scroll up where you were before, you don't have to screen share it. It's like on this right left angle is more like the economical, the practical stuff.
yes.
And up and down, like the control versus freedom, it's up and down, it's on the other axle.
Yes.
So it's more social.
Yes.
There's a social axle and an economical axle. So yeah.
Ha.
I don't like to obey. So that.
All right. So we did our political test today, and some interesting results on that. So you guys should do that. Check it out. And until next time, this is Pathos and Karl over there. Say goodbye, Karl, to the world for now.
Yeah. Goodbye to the world, and God bless the Ukraine!
Yes. God bless the Ukraine and the Ukrainian people, and freedom and peace-loving people all over the world. Until next time, this is Freedom Radio, and God bless you guys, and stay metal.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want for nothing. He makes me lie down in the green pasture.
And therein lies
He
the
greases
road
up
to
my
war.
head with oil.
Because those
He gives me
voices
kung
don't
fu
speak
in the
for the
face
rest
of my
of us.
enemy.
You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery.
Amen.
Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaoh? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriot that conquered Bridge have thrown down their guns?